the trade construction is dying.
Yeah, it's hard for apprentices to get a job, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they're not even coming through now. No one wants to do it now. No one wants to do it. When I was like 15, 20 years ago, you'd see like young kids.
I think 'cause everyone wants to do social media.
That's what everyone wanted. The Queen's supposed to be at the grand opening. Prince Philip's supposed to be at the grand opening. So they were going to have a big opening. So the contractor got tickets. Is the actual guys that actually did the job on site.
Oh, right.
Will get the invites.
Oh, that's
nice.
Cool,
and they couldn't invite all the tilers, so I got the invite to come.
Sweet.
So I actually end up meeting Prince Philip.
Shake his hand.
Shook his hand.
Yeah.
He's rubbed it. That's why I think of the story, because he's a bit funny, right? He rubbed his foot on the tile. This is a bit lippy. And everyone
Is that what he said?
just jokingly like. And everyone was just like,
And
I'm like, everyone was like, I didn't know you would say that. But
because you wouldn't think he'd come out with that.
And so if you mess one tile up, and then it's a book match tile. So if you mess one up, you mess two up, because it's a book match, so A and B.
Right.
So you can't buy B alone. You have to buy back A and B. So the pressure you're under.
Welcome to Off the Job, the trade podcast. I'm Pete, aka Plumber Tales, Keiran, and today we've got a very special guest. It's Ken Hudson from Huds Tiling Service.
Yeah, boy.
Been looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Got there in the end, all that traffic.
Oh man, it was crazy, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
I wanted to do this show, so
Yeah, no, thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
That's all right.
I think I first met you.
Mm-hmm.
I think how many years ago now? It's probably about 4 years ago, and I think it was on a job in the countryside somewhere, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere up near my way. And you was on the job, and I went to do an oil boiler there. I had to put an oil boiler in it.
Boiler?
External.
You do oil boilers?
Yeah, I do oil boilers, mate.
Nah, you don't.
I'm a proper engineer. Did I tell you about it? You know what I mean? Proper engineer.
Glad you sorted your cable out, mate.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. I'm not good with wires. You know what I mean? But I remember meeting you, and this was before I knew anything about social media. Before I knew anything about it, and me and my mate was working there, and you guys are lively in there. When you're on site,
all the time.
We're
It's
like,
a party.
We was like, what's these guys about? You got your cameras out, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? And we're generally chit chatting as a trade student and site, and you was mentioning about like what you do, this, that, and the other, and you're going, yeah, so we do this, that, and the other, blah 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 about Instagram tips and tricks was a big thing for you, wasn't it? Yeah, and you was like, and I was like, what's Instagram? Like,
I remember clearly.
Yeah, but that job, I remember you. I think the plumber on there. It weren't me. I think it was a bit of a pain.
Well, you said you was on the job.
No, they got me in to do the oil boiler, but the plumber was a bit. I think it was a bit of a pain in the arse, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I remember clearly, and I said to you, and you were saying to me, and I said to you, get on it, and you're like, oh, I'm not too sure. And I said to you, I tried, because you know what I try to do? I try to encourage her, because I know what Instagram have done for me. So anyone I see that's in the trade, I try to encourage them.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be different, but I just encourage them to actually put their work out there, because when the funny thing about it, I've always taken pictures of my work before even Instagram.
Yeah.
But I only was showing family members, and they were getting tired of me. So look at this one. Okay, so no, social media is there. You can get the shirt to the whole world. You know? So it's brilliant in that sense.
It's great. Yeah. It's like, because I think when I got into it, and I think it was probably a year or two after I'd spoke to you and met you, and I see you pop up, and I was like, I fucking know him. Do you remember we went on a job?
Number one fan.
Do you remember? Hands up, do you know what I mean?
Well, you got me a nice job as well.
I did, for my cousin, didn't I? Yeah. She said to me, I remember her phoning me, and she goes, do you know any tilers? And we know a lot of tilers. She said,
it's hard to find tilers, I find.
She said to me, I want a hotel finish.
Oh, no.
That's what she said to me.
Yeah.
That is what she said to me. And I went,
Kenny.
let me just have a word
Flex the
with my mate. And what a blinding job. I was
it
around
was
there at
brilliant.
Christmas. I was like,
it's a very nice
very,
job.
very
Yeah,
nice
lovely.
job, yeah.
Yeah. They're lovely people as well. Coffee every day, which is good. You can't beat that as a tiler, eh?
it's funny. The thing that I remember she said to me, she said the first day, because I phoned her up and I said, oh, it's Ken there. She went, oh, she goes, it's great. She goes, I was in bed and James answered the door and he's let you in. He said, he's come upstairs. He went, Kenny's lively. I think his eyes were blurry. I went, yep, that's the right guy. The right guy showed up. So
No, it was a good job, and this is what I like about trade, innit? Because say if I come to a client's house and they have a dodgy plumber, I could call a real plumber like Pete, and you could if you know a tiler as well, you could, because one of the hardest things what I find in actually trade is recommending, because people ask you to recommend someone, and you could recommend even.
It's got to be the right person.
Oh, man, could, and then guess what? They're not calling that person, you know. They're calling you.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
thankfully, my cousin has not phoned me to say that any tiles are cracked or anything.
You're a bit lucky there.
Is that why Pete's never done a job for you?
Expansion joints are immaculate. I was like this at Christmas. I was like, this is good stuff. I'm glad I recommended it.
It's hard, Keiran, when you recommend, because I get it a lot, and then I've done it a few times, and it really come back to
I've had that.
Yeah, when you recommend and you're saying, this is one of my good clients, please just take good care of them, and then your phone constantly ringing, and you're like, oh my days.
And you're not getting anything out of it. You
just recommended a job,
and you're getting the flack for it.
It's crazy these days. But so I kind of just know who to recommend, and then if I can't, then I just say no.
Yeah, I mean, but like you say, like through the trades community online and that, there's a number of people you would recommend in there.
Easily,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, easily, yeah.
Possibly not me.
Why not?
On your good day.
But there's loads of top like people out there and showcasing their work and stuff like that. And and what it is with that, and I think I've been through this before, it's like you sort of like, if we all get, it's a bit monotonous at times, isn't it? The job can be, and you get wound up with it, and then if you go on social media, you start showcasing your work, it gives you a bit more passion for it. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing with it, isn't it? But
do you work around the same plumbers all the time? Or is it always different plumbers?
So it just depends on the project. So for us now, the bigger the project is, by the time we get there, there's a different plumber there.
Yeah.
So we don't really get to recommend plumbers a lot, because by the time we get there, they're already.
It's not going to recommend us.
Start Monday, yeah?
If it's a boiler, then all right. Don't worry. But this is a problem that we get. So the job is already a distance, down the line by the time they try to get the tiler. So that's the only thing.
Let's go back. I remember that job, the job he was on, and I said to him, I went, "Do you take on like smaller projects? I got a little bathroom in Arlo. Because we sort of like do like a little bit bigger projects. You don't do just cloakrooms, do you? You know what I mean?
All right.
They're a headache, aren't they?
There's you have loads of plumbers that get the full job, so they try to like get a tiler on site to do their bit, so they do the plumbing. But it's hard. It's very hard.
I tell you what, right? I used to do.
It never worked out.
And the thing is, you end up project managing as a plumber. When they take it on, this is why I will not touch them anymore. Because I only do one thing, and that's plumbing. So then, if you're trying to like manage your job, managing it, and it just don't work, because one person
you don't really
lets
charge
down.
for that, do you?
No,
either?
and you don't as well. Because you're not putting that. So what a lot of guys will tend to do, they put probably 15% on whatever who's charging, but that still doesn't cover the headache you'll probably get, because you ring someone, I can't make it today. You have already penciled them in, and then there's a tailback. They're gonna ring me, Ken. Well, that person can't come, so you're gonna have to put back your time. I'm looking on my schedule now. Well, that's gonna be 2 weeks down the line, and then guess what? You're in that.
You don't have to rely on people.
Yeah, that's the
that's why I
about
think
it.
bathroom fitting.
Yeah.
I mean, you get guys who do everything, but some of them are questionable. Aren't they? but some bathroom firms take on everything, and they've got their people haven't they? And they do the project. So I think I think now bathroom fitting a lot of the time is sort of like a separate entity to plumbing in a way, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Do you know, I don't mean like I mean like to your everyday like sort of plumber.
It's like a builder should take on a whole bathroom sort of thing.
I mean, and no, I suppose, but
if you look at it though, guys, I think trade itself has gone beyond what we used to do anyways. Because even tiling, I don't even feel like it's tiling anymore. I feel like it's a different trade. Yeah. Because I remember back in the days, I could walk with 2 buckets, a little cutter, and I could go and do any job. Yeah. Because most of them was all small tiles. So you could just, with a grouting floor. And
we
you
sort
could
of stonemason now.
It's gone to 3-metre tiles, 1200 by 1200. You need 2 guys. It's just
mental.
Gone.
I see the size of the tiles that you're putting in is crazy. And there's 2 of you on it.
Yeah. And then every client's now want 50 niches in one bathroom because their friend comes around. Oh, I have 50 niches in one bathroom.
I want to put my shampoo on that.
one shampoo. 50 niches and 1 shampoo. What the hell? What is it?
We want lights around it.
It's
the
too
electrician's
much.
going.
And the thing is, when we say we charge per niche, they're like, nah, but they want it. Yeah, and that's the problem because it takes a lot of time. Yeah, because imagine if you're tiling a straight wall from there to there, it's fine, it's no problem. You'll finish that in say 2 hours. Put 5 niches in that one wall, you're looking at 2 days, 3 days easily. Especially if you're doing mitre or 45 on the edge. Yeah, so, but at the moment, clients seems or like they don't understand because they don't want to pay that bit extra.
I don't know how you do it, to be honest, Tyler.
I've tiled twice now. I've done it once. Yeah. I thought I'm never doing it again. And I've done it this year in my bathroom. Yeah. I just don't get on with it. I don't mind it. You just have to take your time.
You need to show us a picture of that, before we leave.
I don't know about that. I might have a photo. It's actually not a bad job. Yeah. I just took my time, but I did. There's something about it.
I did my mum's bathroom. I tiled once. I did my mum's bathroom once.
That's the best place to get practice.
Yeah, and the best thing about it was she's blind, so she couldn't see it. It was like, every time I was sitting on the toilet going, oh my God, that's okay, she doesn't know. That sounds a bit harsh, but that's the way I grew up in it, you know what I mean? But no, that got ripped out a long time ago. I'm actually going to show you a photo after this. I think some tiles fell off the wall. But I mean, and I remember my uncle coming around, he's going, he goes, when it's grouted, look at
That's what everyone always says.
That a grouting.
Yeah, that's one of the best.
Tiles like that a grouting.
That's what everyone uses. Most stylers are, a bit of got to solve that. It's always like that. Yeah.
Have you always done tiling then?
Yeah, so I used to do a bit of football, but my dad forget about that. And I'm like, I'm an okay player.
So you started off wanted to play football?
Yeah, he said, forget about that. So I've two other brothers, they went straight into tiling, so the pressure was on there. Because once they gone in, and it's just
so
like...
both your brothers are tiling?
Yeah, they're tilers, yeah. There's one...
We got here that you used to be a painting decorator.
I couldn't do that. One trade. I would rather... Listen.
Research.
Listen, I'd rather to do a bit of plumbing and have a little leak instead of doing painting and decorating. One thing I can't do it. I'm not the best. I'd rather do a bit of leaky than I actually... I couldn't do it.
I can't paint.
No,
I tried that as well at my mother-in-law's once, and like every Christmas when they turn the lights on, I was looking at the ceiling going, no.
Yeah, my dad was a painter and decorator, and I went and worked with him. I just rubbing down window frames, and that was like,
I can't. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. No.
It's the worst. They when they rub down. When they rub down and all your tools are on the floor.
Listen, you have your bit of lunch there, and they see your lunch, and they know your lunch is there, and they look at your lunch, and they go like this. And I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm like, mate, You see,
and he likes his chicken, and he doesn't want. He don't want to dust it.
It's got cling film on it. Don't worry.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Like we were working the other day, right? And they were rubbing on some walls, right? Our bag is right there with our clothes, yeah, because we get changed inside, and we went downstairs to look at the next bathroom, and when we come back up, we hardly could have seen our clothes. He's right there rubbing it, and I'm like, mate, he doesn't care. We had to move our clothes up, and I'm like, I think they do it for fun, like Sparkies. You know what they're doing it with their wires. I tell you,
put them everywhere, didn't they?
They don't know how to. It's not a joke though. Everyone say it as a joke that Sparky don't know to use a broom, and it's an it's not a joke.
They don't know.
It is not a joke. I'll tell you. Every time we go on site, they come on site, you could see they were there. It's like mess everywhere, wires everywhere, and the worst bit I hate now is if we're doing a niche, and the wire could be longer than this room. And I'm like, mate, why are you leaving such a long wire? It's crazy. So now when you're putting the tile in,
we got a 2-foot tile in, and we got to thread it through.
Yeah, you can't thread it through.
Why?
Yeah.
Wow, I tell you, man. But yeah, we try to get on with them.
Metre-long pipe work, like for the showers coming out.
Yeah, it's difficult.
The plumbers are they're a pain in the arse.
Yeah, but it's getting worse with the plumbers now. You guys need to take control of these pipes you're doing now as well, to be honest. Keiran and Pete.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit out of hand.
We did one tile, right? 16 pipe hole in that one tile.
I probably know that
16.
For what? What was it for?
I'm still
setup
asking the question. I still don't know. He's saying that because the plumber on site, you might say if he's wrong or right, he's saying that because the pressure, they need to isolate the pressure, so they have to put one
feeds to every.
Yeah, so one goes in, then one comes back out. As soon as I see it, he started to speak, I've got lost. So, but that's what he's saying. But it is I've never seen so much.
You did that. You did that the other week. I see you did a video of that, Sam. When people ask why Tyler's has so much money, and you go, one.
That's the one.
Is that the one? That's the one.
Charge per hole.
You have to. It's time. It took me, I'd say roughly about 2 hours to mark that one tile, just because the tile value is around, I'd say 600 to 800 quid in between one tile. So if you get that wrong, so the pressure is on.
Yeah,
it's really difficult. That's what I'm saying. Tiling is involved in something that's so stressful.
Yeah.
Because you're working with such expensive material. So in one of the master bathroom, they've ordered 2 tiles short. It's taking 4 to 5 weeks to come back on site. So if you mess one tile up, and then it's a book match tile. So if you mess one up, you mess 2 up, because it's a book match. So A and B. Right. So you can't buy B alone. You have to buy back A and B. So the pressure you're under.
You smash it up like crazy paving.
Well, I would wish I could do that sometimes, especially around the pipes. No, it's tiling has gone to something.
Though, as well though, like when you get a bathroom like that as a plumber, when you're second fixing stuff to it as well, you are like as well. Thankfully, I only work in smaller projects.
That's the thing, Sparkies, their cables don't have to be exactly in the right place. Pipes and stuff like that, they've got to be bang on, haven't they?
Yeah.
Especially like a shower valve or...
Yeah, because again, I could
you're
feel,
symmetrical,
but but I could feel for you guys now as well, because everyone now is like, your pipe have to be center with a niche or center with a wall. So plumber there
and if
really
a
has to
tiler
be...
as well drills the hole wrong and they knock the pipe over a bit.
Yeah, we do.
Tilers as well, innit? Knock that pipe over, innit? They do that.
Cut the whole 15
Heard something at the
Well, you need the 150 cent
as
for
an
the shower.
Instagram plumber, if that happens, well, you shouldn't be using plastic pipe then, and it should be fixed properly.
No, sometimes we have to nudge.
Little persuasion.
Get over there. But because it's hard, because sometimes you'll be drilling it. You just want to run off just a mill. because you have to be so accurate. And if it runs off a mill, it could be tight. So sometimes you just have to just help the plumber out by straightening his pipe.
That pipe can't be straight. It must be the pipe.
I'm not even going to do anything in the bathroom. No.
Just knock it over.
Done the
Yeah. Yeah, no, but you know what it is. With plumbers though, I think it's such it's a trade that is. I'm not going to say you guys are not undervalued because you get paid well, but it's such a trade that it's almost precise as what we have to do as stylers, because you said all your measurements for.
Yeah. But I say your stuff is more precise everyday hours, is not, is it? If you go and change a toilet. When you're doing pipe work and that for a bathroom, I suppose it's got to be.
Yeah, well,
but tiling's precise every day. If you
well, the type of work we do in like the bigger projects, it has to be, because every pipe, every unit, everything there is accurate. And then we'll do some job where they do the layout where it hits center of one tile, then it hits center to the next tile. Yeah. So that plumbing has to be accurate for that to happen, because some designer get really carried away. So everything has to finish on either halfway center or on the joint center. So your plumbing, so I've worked in a lot of job where it has to be almost, I'd say 95% accurate for it to work.
You do a lot of like high-end work, or?
Yeah, so
high-end work, isn't it?
Yeah, so what I tried to do, so through COVID, I sat down and like, you know what, came up with a way out to move the company forward, because what I realized in the industry is like, I figure out it, sat down and like, you know what, this is what I need to do. So when I was pricing, I would be competing when I'm doing like just a normal job.
Yeah.
I'll be competing, say with 10 tilers, because everyone could actually do that. So when I give a quotation, I'm competing with 10 different tilers. Yeah. But when you go into the iron side of things now, where is only a few tilers can do it, you start to compete with 3 tilers or 4 tilers, because not everyone can actually do it. So I sat down and said, you know what, that's where I need to be. So instead of competing with loads of different tilers, because everyone could do the same, but the type of work we do is not a lot of tilers could actually do it. No. So to keep busy as we are, that's what we did, and that actually changed the game for us. So because we just finished a project. We spent 2.5 years on one project, slightly on and off, but most part we've been on that one project.
What project was that?
It's a job in Chigwell in manoeuvred, and absolutely, I think he's one of our best projects.
Is that the external stuff?
We've done all the external.
It's amazing.
We did all the cladding. We did everything there.
It's an incredible job.
Yeah, the client didn't want anyone else to do anything on site, so we did the external. We did the cladding out there. So we did some curved stairs where we actually cut the tiles, because the steps are all curved, and then we matched the just but that was a really good client, because there was no drawings, there was actually nothing there. So we designed everything on site, so it was easier for us, because if getting a designer it would just confuse everything, because sometimes they will like give you 80% of the time what they give you just not practical. It ain't gonna work. So, so when you're a tiler, you kind of know how something to work, because you know you're the tiler. You know what's practical from what's not. So you could draw anything on the drawings that you want, but most of the time it doesn't work, because again, it depends on the dry liners, depend on everyone, because they could be 10 mil out with their board. So wherever it doesn't work anymore. So you see where I'm coming from. So it's difficult. So we as stylers now have to elevate ourselves to being, knowing what to do. So that's what we did in Manor, and the client was good. So I'll just say to them, I'm going to do that, no problem. They left me to do whatever I wanted.
But that shows how much their trust in you is, and how confident they are in you, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it was a brilliant job. I don't think I'd do a job like that where...
Did that have a pool in it as well? Was there a pool in it?
Yeah. So we have so we have a indoor pool in there. But again, with the tiling and what helped as well. So I've done everything from the start. So what the client did was get like probably 5 different tiles, or no, one. So it's one tile. I like that tile. So this is a blue tile, but it comes in 5 different sizes.
Yeah.
So what we had to do now is go in, measure the rooms, do all the layout, and choose what size tile fits the room the best. And then what we did then is to get them to order that. So when everything is finished, it's perfect. So it was a brilliant job. As I said, I don't think we'd ever do a next job like that. We did a floor, 250-metre floor, all vein match. It matches left, right, everywhere you could think of. And it took us
some time to do that.
And the thing is,
2.5 years.
Yeah, but listen, this is
that one floor.
This is the thing, right? So when we got the tiles, we didn't know it was all vein match.
Right.
So
so you didn't estimate that time.
And then what we did, right? So we started to take the tiles off because we as tilers like to, get everything match up, for Instagram. Oh, look at that! Look at my vein.
Where's the green laser?
So we it's not for Instagram. It's just something looks better, but just to say. So what we were doing is so we were actually going through them, and we keep this one matches perfect. This one matches. So even the distributor, the porcelain tiles, they didn't even knew that was happening. So we numbered them.
So it weren't meant to happen. You just done it.
Yeah, and we numbered them, so we now knew which one, and we took pictures. And we went back to them because we're doing the floor down in the sub-basement, so we kind of knew what it is. So we were going to do this big grand entrance floor now. And we're like, listen, it matches up. So the client, they sent it on a massive pallet. We took 4 days. They paid us 4 days to sort the tiles out for the entire floor to match up. Crazy. 4 days. Can't do whatever you want, but I want the floor to match up.
So it's not just labour, is it? Intensive physical work. It's mentally.
It is.
But they appreciate that you probably took the care to actually say, look, it's all lined up.
It's all lined up. Yeah. And then there was 2 floors on top, and then we lined all 3 floors. But say if you stand up, all the floors was lined up from there to there. It took. That's why we've been there so long. Yeah. And one thing I would say with that client, they pushed us to be the best. They wanted the best. They didn't care about. Yes, they care about money, but they weren't like, it's going to be this.
They're not trying to rush you, just get it done.
It's that old saying, isn't it? You're only as good as your last job, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's 100%. So that job was one that, give us a massive taste for what we want to do as a company, and that's what we want to gravitate to doing in the future.
Hello, you wonderful listeners and watchers. Just pumping the brakes on this exciting episode to let you know about Keiran's app. That's changing the game in the gas certificate world.
If you're sick and tired of doing gas certificates on paper, then Gas Certificate app is your way forward. But it wouldn't be an app worth talking about if that's it. With no hassle, you can manage your diaries, invoices and quotes for all your jobs, so you'll never be chasing paperwork again.
Don't forget those boiler manuals. I can tell you how many times I've been looking at a boiler and thinking, what the? Thankfully, the in-app boiler manuals have saved me and got me out of quite the pinch.
If it's helped Pete here, then Gas Certificate app will definitely help you, especially with its easy-to-use gas reg calculator and the extremely handy ability to duplicate certs. Brilliant for when you're doing your annual services on previous jobs. So click the link down below or in the description. Use the code POD30 to get 30% off yearly subscriptions. That's for all new users. That's POD30 for 30% off our yearly subscriptions for new users.
I just think sometimes people think the bigger projects is easy because it's a big project and the builder know what they're doing. The bigger the jobs, the less the builder knows. Unbelievable. I've walked off job already.
Trying to juggle too much at once.
Yeah, no, because the builder, the problem I seen with these builders, I've been in a project, right? £40 million house, right? And I left it before we even finished it. The workmanship there was so bad. the dry lining, the floor had to be later. It was so bad. Keiran, I've never seen anything in a £40 million house.
And you wouldn't
in
expect
Hampstead.
that. You shouldn't have to expect that on a £40 million job,
No,
should you?
no. They had agency carpenter coming there. Can you believe that? Agency carpenter coming on
They're
that
spending
project.
all that money and they're getting...
And I'm like... And I left the job. I lost a bit of money on it because they're like, you know what? I'm going to lose a lot more down the line if I continue on this project. And I just had to... They built a floor. There's no fall in the floor. Like, oh, you should make the fall up with the tiles. And I'm like, oh my God. I need to get over here.
Yeah.
You make the fall with the floor, not with the tiles. So I'm like, this is a 40. That's what the builder was actually saying to me. And after I left them, right, this is the C part of the story now. So I left them. So I had enough. They got different tiles. I don't know what it is. I don't care. I've lost a bit of money. I've just gone. I've got an email popped up because they had a next big project doing beside it, a next £30 million house. And I'm like, okay. That's what they were using as a sweetener, Ken, as you move from this one, you're going that one. So it was, I'm like, okay, sweet. I've just, you know what, I don't care. I've gone. So an email come up. I'm like, it's the same company. Yeah. Ken, we want to do next door. And I'm there scratching my head.
I never even finished that one.
I left that one. And I'm like, so what about the guys them who finish the job? Why?
I'm reckoning those tiles didn't line up through the floor.
I could not believe it. And I'm like, and in a polite way, I said, to be fair, just not interested, I'm busy. And I just left it at that. Because I'm like, you know what, why would you, I've emailed them about a few bits when I left that they was supposed to sort out. They didn't. So, and I'm like, I know you're ringing me about a different project but I'm like, nah, you get that? Nah, it's not.
You get it's a lot of the time, and you get a feel for a job before you even got on it as well, don't you? Yeah. Sometimes, you know what I mean, where you just think to yourself,
listen, you're not gonna believe this. When I got there, right, I spoke to a couple of guys that work for me, and I'm like, I'm not feeling this job, I don't think I should take it. Yeah. And I kept on saying it deep down. Because I went there and I just, something you're going to job and you're going to have to fight this job. It's a massive job and you could see I see there was crack around the pool line and it's like there's so much stuff was happening there which was wrong. Yeah. And I know deep down in my gut, like seeing the site manager and the project manager that it weren't going to work with them because they didn't care. Yeah. They just want to have tilers on site. Oh, we have loads of tilers on site. They don't care about, and I'm there and I'm looking and I'm like, and it came back to bite me. I've lost a bit of money on it, up to just about 10 grand.
Forget about it.
But you know what? It'd have been more.
Yeah.
It'd have been more.
That's why you got to look at it.
A lot of people would have stayed to the end.
Yeah, and then
you made a good choice to leave.
Yeah, and I knew I should not have done the job because they sent me a contract I needed to sign for the project and I didn't sign it, and I kept on longing it out and didn't sign it. That's why they couldn't do anything because I didn't sign the contract. If I signed it, I'd probably have to stay and finish it. Yeah. But deep down, and that's why I knew I shouldn't have done it because I did not sign that contract. If I signed it, then I'll know that, okay, I'm going to stay there to the end. But I knew deep down, and then I keep saying it's not going to happen again. But some project, the tiles were lovely on the project. The design was lovely. And sometimes you get carried away in that because you have passion. You want to do a nice job. And so sometimes you get to a stage where, I don't care, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And then deep down, you know you should forget about all of that and just don't do it.
The thing is as well, it's like a lot of things, it's like, I've worked for a lot of builders in the past and not so bigger projects as yourself or whatever, but some of them will have that attitude no matter how big the job. Like you say, the same sort of attitudes of, or just get it in,
Yeah.
or whatever, or try and make you do something that you wouldn't want to do. You don't want to do it, do you know? Especially like in like gas engineers and stuff like that. They go, just work it. We can't do that because of regs. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Why not? Nobody's going to know what. No.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you've got your standards, and you want to stick to your standards,
Yeah.
don't you? And that's what it is.
Yeah. And I had this discussion last week. I said, so the job I'm working on the job, and the site manager is telling me to do something, and I'm like, oh, I can't just do it. I'm saying, you know what though? Think about it. I said to him, we get on the site manager. I said, think about it. You're begging me to do something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, think about it, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm saying you're begging me to do something wrong on your project.
Yeah.
And I'm the one there want to do it right. Remember, you're the project manager. I'm on a price. So I should easily just, okay, I don't care. Just put, but no. I'm holding my grounds because I want to give you a good
That's
job.
it, yeah.
And he went away and he's like, okay, Ken. And he's brought his tool in Monday and he's done what he should be done. And I'm like, there we go.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, a lot of Tylers have just done it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm holding my ground because I know it's wrong.
I know. I've like mates like that who's like they're working for builders and he'll say, well, he's paying me to do it. It's nothing to do with me. He's just telling me to do it and ramp it. And I'm like, yeah, but you know it's not right.
Yeah.
You know it's not right.
Yeah.
So whether or not he pays you or not, you're down to it. You're
Yeah.
gonna, one way or another, if they wanted to say, he turned around and say, the plumber done it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you should take responsibility for your own actions and want to put in the best work you can do for the customer. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, yeah.
The key thing what people don't realize is reputation.
Yeah. Because that will follow you, won't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
And
It
he worked on that job
Yeah.
with that builder, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then your reputation is stained with his for what he wants to do.
And that's it. So it's all about reputation. So I just think that's one thing that you should make sure anything you do, doesn't matter what trade.
Some bad tradies out there that just
Oh
don't care.
my. Oh,
Like, how do they get the work? Why I keep doing such a
I don't know.
shit
I don't
job?
know.
well, going back to price, because some clients, right? They two things. So some clients would actually recommend. No. So like some people would actually recommend through family and friend, because I've seen it even since last year. I've known 2 jobs we did. The biller was recommended through family and friends. And
Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're recommended through family and friends, and they're still bad.
You want to see this.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is. And then, so that is a factor. And then you also have whereby a client will want 10 different quotes. But guess what? They just want to use the cheapest one.
Yeah.
They just want the cheapest one.
I think there's a lot of stuff though within the industry where there are architects involved and they've got their builders.
Yeah. And that's what it is.
Backhanders.
So this job I'm doing now, right? Careful of say, because I know they're going to listen to this podcast. So let me try to fix it up nicely. So, I'm just going to say it. So the builder have their own tilers, but the actually owner, the client, seen us through Instagram and like, you know what? We don't care about your tiler. We want Huds styling to do it. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, it was good because what the other tiler is doing on the other project, is lot been coming back to the site and is not. It's just so the client is well over the moon now. They got us to do it because there's a lot of stuff I kind of have to put my foot down and like, nah, this ain't right. I'm pulling back down things. I'm doing things to make it look right. But as you said, there's a lot of backhanders is actually going through. So you see some people on site, you're like, what? Why? Contractors.
The amount of builders who win jobs and you think to yourself after the lot, they fall out with all the clients.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They fall, but by
a
the
lot
end
of them
the
are just
job,
good salesmen.
Yeah,
They know how to talk at the start. And
But like you say, you get your clientele from Instagram and that, and I think.
Do you get a lot from Instagram?
So I would say I get 95% now came from actually Instagram because all the builder I work from now.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's followed on.
Yeah, so it's just so I have like four to five builders.
Yeah.
I tend to work for over the years, and then.
Do you find a lot of your following is not so much tradespeople, but possible people, clients and or people,
there's a lot.
People are looking for tiling ideas, sort of thing, because it's a finishing job, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think to myself, well, you're bound to grab an audience who is looking to do their bathrooms, not necessarily use
your page could be for ideas.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you find that sort of thing? Do you get a lot of people contacting you regarding ideas or stuff like that? Or
yeah. Even like so, what Instagram have done is like a lot of designers want to work with us as well because first we try to like promote them on Instagram and so they promote us, so we promote. But again, we try to do really good collaboration. Again, along with that, good quality work. So for us, they will ring us up for like ideas. Some of them will just give us a free range, but we'll just send ideas to them and say this is what we're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
But they allow us to just do what we're doing and we just collab together. I've just posted one yesterday with Susan, a really top designer, and we did a lovely job. And there's some skirting details that they wanted to use, like just a bit. And I said, nah, we're gonna do something different, and we created a total different skirting details, and it looks absolutely amazing. Client was in love with it, but just little things like that will bounce our ideas off, which is good. So, but doing stuff like this, doing podcasts, like that's what I really wanted to do, because when you'd be surprised how much people that's not actually in the trade would listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
I've got a couple that I've done over the years, and people that is not just working in the office, like, I've heard that podcast. Like, you see, I'm like,
we're trying to appeal to like sort of like everyone, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, not just trades. The other like side of it as well, clients and anyone, like, really.
Yeah, because what you get is you get people that want to do a renovation, and they're researching who they should use, because it's a big deal. Because you get the wrong person, you can get the wrong, and then you save up all your life to do a project at your house, right? And you get the wrong person in. You could actually...
I mean, you want to speak to my mum about that. Yeah. She had me do the tiling, mate.
You work with your brothers still? Did you start working with him then at the start, or?
Yeah, so one of my brother actually so one works in Grand Cayman. That's Steve, that's my bigger brother. I have an ex-brother named Dajik. He works in do tiling as well. They both do tiling still in Miami. So I'm the younger one.
In Miami?
Yeah, he lives in Miami, lives in America. So they still do tiling. So yeah, so I've been back to Cayman a couple months ago, and he's doing some really lovely stuff over there. So yeah, so...
You not thought about moving?
They're both of them in warm climate. I'm here like snowing. I'm like freezing. They're in both of them in tropical climate. I'm like, why? Why me? Why me? Why? Like, oh my God. Oh, I tell you, man. But it's just part of the journey that, you know, coming, because I'm from Jamaica originally. I've been here a little while. I'd say 20 enough years now.
You moved here when you was young, or as a child?
Yeah, when I was about 20, I'm 40. I'm
32.
I'm 40 something by age, but in fitness and everything, I'm about 20. So.
Me too.
You don't go in there,
yeah. I'm the same. Yeah, I've been told that. You wouldn't think that I am in 40s.
No, not all them chocolates.
No. I've been just working out today, you know. But you was talking about... Go on. I don't want to interrupt you. Go on.
So you moved over when you was 20?
Yeah, about 20 something, and then I was working for a company for 14 years. I've been working for a company there in Essex.
Yay!
And I have to give this story, because anytime it's probably I'd say one of my biggest accomplishment in tiling, and it's a bit of payback at the same time. That's how I always tell the story. So this company I was working for, I've been working for them for years, and was one of the main talent in the end. But there's a certain things I didn't like what was going on. So we were actually tiling Westminster Abbey, so the solarium side of it. So, but at the time, we were doing it. It was so stressful because they wouldn't come down because I had to stay, I had to meet with everyone on site so I finished work at say 6, and I have to wait until the designer, everyone to come on site, the contractor, and I'm having meetings with them, getting home at
the royal wedding.
Yeah, we're getting home at 9. I've run the whole and at one time I reached boiling point. I couldn't take it anymore because I'm just working for them.
Yeah,
they should be putting in something in what because it's one of them. I don't think they've ever done a job like this before, whereby they're actually working, actually tiling Westminster Abbey.
Yeah. I mean, it's massive. That is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and you would not come down to. I know you're in Whittam, but just come down and give me a hand, help me out. I'd Wayne with me with tiling, but at the time, every design and it was so technical, and every design, and like because it's so in part of it there was like all part of the building that you can't straighten, you can't because of something where you have to stay, so it's all you have to do all kind of scribing with stone. It's all stone, and we have to scribe, and then
sounds hard work.
It was hard.
My dad's girlfriend done all the gold leaf in there.
Oh, yeah? Okay, nice. Yeah.
Got all gold leaf down the pillars and stuff.
Oh, I don't know, because there's a lot of pillars in there. Yeah. So long story short, we've done all of it, and the builder was just really good. They were like, Ken, just stay, just get it done, because I was at breaking point. So it's all done now. It's looking lovely. That's when they came down, started to take pictures, put it on their website. Look at what we did. Never come down it. So now they're gonna have the grand opening, right? So the Queen's supposed to be at the grand opening.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and Prince Philip's supposed to be at the grand opening. The Queen got sick, so Prince Philip was there. So they were gonna have a big opening. So the contractor got tickets, invites for, and the contractor so they wanted to come. So and the contractor no suits. We're not giving no suits. It's the actual guys that actually did the job on site.
Oh, right.
Will get the invites.
Oh, that's nice.
So and they were fuming, we're the country, we did it, we were the tiling company, and they're like, no, you're not getting an invite. And they couldn't invite all the tilers, so I got the invite to come.
Sweet.
So I actually ended up meeting Prince Philip.
Shake his hand.
Shook his hand.
Yeah.
He's rubbed this. That's why I think of the story, because he's a bit funny, right? He rubbed his foot on the tile. This is a bit lippy. And everyone
is that what he said?
just jokingly and everyone was just and I'm like, everyone was like, oh, I didn't know you would say that, but
you wouldn't think he'd come out with that. To say that.
That's it for me. That's the pinnacle.
Brilliant.
You get what I mean?
That's a brilliant.
Meeting him and shaking his hand, and he's like, and the grand opening was superb, and. When I went back there, it was unbelievable, the tiling we did there. I could not believe.
Was that one of the first jobs when you come over? You went.
No. That's after a while. Yeah, that's after a while. After a while.
That set you up for doing high end stuff.
Yeah. So through that now, so the company, they were gutted. So I sent them all.
Did you send them pictures? Shaking hands.
Had to. You know what? That's the only, because it's funny enough, right? I didn't get to get a picture. Everyone was all the other guys in were there. No one wanted to take any picture. Everyone was just in a bubble, because everyone was just in a bubble. They didn't know. So it's only the professional company that actually took pictures. But I was taking pictures. Yeah. So I had pictures with everyone. shaking his hand, but I didn't have none. Because everyone else was scared to take pictures. And I'm like, yeah, I should. But I should
took a selfie. Smile.
Because it was like the people that was there, you could just see they were just like these. So everyone was a bit shy because we were just like builders, and then you have all these other people that So it was a bit but it was a good, really, really, really.
Good experience, isn't it? Yeah.
I can't beat that. Can't beat that. So, and then so that has that
you
lift.
was there 14 years.
Yeah, that lift.
Did your brothers come here with you at the same time?
No.
They stayed?
Yeah. So they stayed. Yeah, they've been here, but they just come over to look for me and stuff like that. But so that gave us a lot of confidence knowing the type of job we can do, the caliber type of job that we can do. So that gave us a lot of
confidence.
to do it as well. So
brilliant
on your own.
Yeah. So after that I just got tired. So the next story is because the company was cutting. They were doing a lot of shot and stuff, and remember the same first thing we were saying was talking. Is your reputation, even if it's not you own the company. I feel bad with some of the stuff that the company wanted to do.
Right, yeah.
And I wasn't having it because, so I was doing a state-of-the-art university. That's when I left them. And I got fed up. This constant like trying to make the most money out of. Yeah. So if you're using Dramat, it's a bit more expensive, so they use a cheaper brand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, don't. If that's spec, use what spec.
Yeah.
And they do them little bits, and then they will come because I'm doing the tile, and they're like, why are you not using the orange stuff? That's what they call it. And I'm like, but it's not down to me.
Nah.
And that's the problem I'm having. So now we've done our job, right? And it's about 3,000. About 3,000, just to give you an idea, about 3,000, there's two different color styles. So it's about 3,001 and 5,001 in this massive place. And so what they did was to make a bit of extra money. So one of the colors they bought slightly different because it was a bit cheaper.
Right.
Because it's a loads of tiles. So they make a lot of money from just,
tiles, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm tiling now. I'm coming to 2,900, the last one to put in, yeah? And they walked down from the office and they're like, Ken, this is the wrong color tile.
Ugh.
And I'm like, I just felt like
deflated.
Yeah. And what they did, and then in the end they knew, and what they had to do, they had to pay £15,000 for them to keep that tile. So that money they think they were making,
they lost.
They've lost more.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't have my name on this anymore. It's too much now. That was the last straw.
Yeah.
And I think 2 weeks after, that was it. But there's a lot of things in between that. And I said, I need to go out there. And you know what I feel proud of? When I went, I've never took one of their contacts after 14 years. And I started from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have work lined up when you left?
No. Nothing. Didn't have a van, didn't have nothing. Because I got everything. I had tools, I had no tools, nothing, because I used to work on the cards for them. So I had van, phone, everything.
Yeah.
So I left.
Started with nothing.
Nothing. They had money for me. Didn't want it was bitter after 14 years making this company. Really? And I did a lot for them over 14 years. Yeah. Really, I've named the jobs. I've done it for them. We'd be doing say if we used to tell McDonald's. We'd be doing a McDonald's in Leicester. Started at McDonald's, and then I'll get a call. Ken, we're doing a McDonald's, but can you take 5 days out of that time and then go do a Barclays Bank we went to Liverpool to do a Barclays Bank. So from Leicester, staying in a hotel, back to our Barclays Bank to do it in 5 days, come back down and go back to Leicester. So the amount of stuff we did over the years. Yeah. And then,
people don't appreciate that.
Yeah, and then that's what you get in the end. But it's life, innit? It taught me a lot, Yeah, so and the main bit what it actually taught me is like I have a few guys that work for me, not to treat them like can I say shit?
Yeah.
Like shit. You see where I'm coming from? Because that I know exactly
It's
how
important
it
to look
feel.
after people.
Yeah, I know exactly how it feel.
Yeah.
And everyone that's been working with me never had an issue with me. I've waited now 20 odd years. Everyone now has been with me years and years and years and years because I know how to treat them.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm eating one chicken wing, I'm cutting it up in pieces and everyone have their own little bit. Because that's what it is, you know. So so I must give thanks because they've I've done
Still learn a lot.
learn loads from there. So so 9 years, I think 8 years out styling, and then we just grown through over the years.
'Cause you seem like you love, because not a lot of people love their trade, do they? But you seem
I
like
fucking hate it.
you seem like you're passionate
Keiran,
about it.
I love it.
Still love it.
I absolutely love it.
It's
to
so
bits.
good that you can enjoy it.
I love my, like, even today when Billy was doing some, like, and every time you put a piece in, it just gets better. You're just like, you're just
'Cause it's the
floating and
finishing
clone.
product,
Yeah, you're just
yeah.
floating because every time you put a piece in, it just gets, the bathroom
There's-
just looks better. And
It's a
and
job
better.
satisfaction job, though, isn't
It
it? Like
is.
when you
It
see the
is.
finished product,
It is.
what you do,
And
If
for,
you change a toilet valve or something, so,
Yeah.
can't even
just
bear
fix the
it.
toilet.
and the thing is, this, as I said to you before Instagram, we were taking pictures, so we always had pride in what we did from day dot. So making pictures and videos, it weren't nothing because we've been doing it. One thing I learned, and people always ask me why we have so much followers, because when I started, the American tilers were way ahead
Right.
in following and stuff like that. But all of them were showing pictures. No one was doing videos, tips
Interacting.
and tricks.
Yeah.
Tips and tricks.
yeah.
No one was doing that. So where I grew is by doing that. I was teaching the trade practically online. But everyone was like, why doing that? You're giving away the trade.
I was gonna say that.
I
Because
got a lot of
for it,
stick
yeah.
for it over the
a
years.
lot of people get that. A lot
Yeah.
of people get stick. Like we've had a couple of people. Oh, we've had one guy on already, Ollie, haven't we? Ollie's a boiler engineer on YouTube, Heating Geeks.
Yeah.
And he's all he's doing is showing the trades.
Yeah.
Like the gas engineers how to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's not showing like Joe Public.
Yeah.
He's not saying you can do this, anyone can do this. You're actually showing a proper tradesman to help out within the trades industry, not just the DIY.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the
If
thing.
someone's going to do it, they're going to do it. No
Yeah,
matter if they
yeah,
watch a tip or
yeah,
trick or
yeah.
not.
They're like me at my mum's, isn't it? But like, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah. But that totally, as you said, that totally transformed us into what we are today on Instagram. But we got a lot of stick from it, from tilers, you know. But what they notice is my page continuously grew from it because everyone was watching it. Even tilers was watching it and learning from it and bettering their skill. Because a lot of tilers weren't doing miters, and a lot of tilers would say, "Ken, you know what though? You've inspired me to do that." So at the moment, I feel really good that I've inspired loads of tilers to push the boundaries and doing stuff now they normally would do.
yeah,
And I'm very grateful for that because my dad was one of them that like taught probably over 100 guys now the trade. So
Was he Tyler as well?
yeah, my dad,
Oh, you're Tyler as well.
he's one of the best in the Caribbean. He's very good Tyler, and he's taught all of us the trade. So I just love the trade and I want to pass it on as much as I can. So doing these videos, although it was giving me followers, is just something I wanted to do
well,
anyways.
your dad would be proud of you for doing it. As
Yeah,
well, wouldn't
no,
he?
100%,
Because like you say,
100%,
like, he's taught people,
Yeah,
and you're actually
yeah.
helping and teaching people at the same
Yeah.
time through social media, which
Yeah,
is a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, so-
And if you can inspire people into the trade, I mean, I've not been like said that I inspire people into the trade. I don't mean to say like I have a joke with it and that we'd all just get the ump sometimes with our work and stuff like that. But if you can inspire people into it and make them do the right thing, then that's a good thing.
Because someone asked about your question. When last you've seen a 16 or 18-year-old on one of your projects that you're actually working on? When last you've seen one? the trade construction is dying.
Yes, it's hard for
no one is-
apprentices to get a job, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they're not even coming through now. No one wants to do it now. No one wants to do it. When I was like 15, 20 years ago, you'd see like young
Yeah.
I think 'cause everyone wants to do social media.
That's what
don't they?
everyone wanted. Everyone wanted to do, be a TikToker or an influencer.
Podcaster, or, you know,
That's what they're looking to do at the moment. Like everyone, and they don't understand. For me, I used to do a lot of influencing. I stop it now because I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
You don't have any life for yourself. You're doing one day, and then you find that you're not even working anymore. You're just doing videos for everyone.
Yeah.
And I just can't be bothered. To be fair, I used to do so much, and it just gets after a while. It just
Tiring,
I just like I can't. So pretty much after realizing that I am working to make other brands.
Yeah.
Because no matter how you look at it, Keiran, if you do a video and it say 10,000 people watches that video, yeah, you'll get at least 10 person from that go out and buy the product that you promoted, right? And then you constantly find that you're doing one story, you're doing that, and then you constantly building this brand, which is not your brand, but you probably get something from it. Some like to give you a bit of free tool, which is costs nothing for them to make it. So you keep on promoting your brand. So I've known a guy, Tom, and I went down to Rafina, I met Leon, and we were speaking about tools, and I said to him, I have some ideas in my head. He said, okay, cool, because we want to get into the tiling market. So one day I came up with an idea to make because I always want to have you do the matting?
Yeah.
So I wanted to have a roller to actually roll the matting out, but I didn't have any, I was using sticks. You get down and using the stick, you try to flatten it out, because all the rollers, they're not portable. So you have it running them up and down in your van. You don't want to see the back of my van, not the best. So you don't want to have a roller.
I thought you'd have a tidy van.
You don't want to see my van.
You don't want to see mine.
It's going to be dark out there at the moment.
So one night we did a 150 meter floor, and my back was killing me. And I came up in my mind, why can't we make a portable roller? And I drew up something that same night. Designed it, and we had the first portable roller that break down in a little box. The weight is added on by adhesive, roll it out, and we've designed that first one on the market, doing really well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Is that recently? Or?
No, that's about 3 years now. We've made 2.5 years to 3 years. No, about 3 years we've been the roller, and that's the first one in the world that you could actually break down, put a little box, only I think 15 kg, very light. So the weight is just, you set it up, put the weight on them, and you roll it out. So we've designed that with Rafine. And then, but before that, we were working on a notch. And COVID came and it got slowed down. So we've been working on a notch way before we even brought the roller out.
Right.
So the notch came out. We had like loads and loads of prototype trying to, find the right,
The notch, when you say notch, can you
like notch style, like when you use to serrate the floor.
Yeah.
So that's what we call a notch, the one they call with the teeth in it. So So that's you used to install the tile. So we wanted to get one that gives you good coverage. So came up with testing, and we came up with this one unique one.
Right.
And then what we did with the notch tile as well was something that's a bit unique. So normally, if you say you have a notch, after using it a while, the teeth start to go down. So you'll have a couple in your van, and you go in your van, you don't know if it's a 12mm notch because it's different thicknesses, or an 8mm notch, or a 9mm notch, or you don't know. So I said to myself, you know what? Every time I go in my van, I'm just looking for notch. So I want to make them, it's color coded. So the gold one, so we made it, so it's color coded. So the gold one is 12mm, the anthracite one is 10mm, and the red one is 6mm. So once you go in the all this is red.
Yeah.
There's a lot of left-handed tilers. It's not a lot of left-handed notches on it. So we made left-handed ones. We made 3 different sizes. large, medium, and a small one to get into the back of the issue. So we came up with a brilliant idea just to make a notch that if you're left-handed, if you're in your van, you want to get one, you're not. And so
see the colour
and then the coverage on it is great because we made it a special way to give you a bit more coverage.
Right,
so so all around, guys, check it out. It's a notch style by Huds by Rafina. It's most of the online shops over here. It's in the USA as well. And it's also is going to be in Australia and New Zealand. It should have been there last year, but it's definitely going to be there this year. And then we're working on getting it in a lot of the European country. We're going to Holland soon to try and
that's cool, isn't it? That you've done that.
Yeah, no, it's good. And it's all made in Germany, so we've kept
engineering. We all know about the German engineering.
So that's what we did. So we kept it over there. So the quality of it is just exceptional. So because I could easily, and a lot of guys get a couple notches from China, put my name on it.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to do that. So everything we've built so far is something that we created from, like us sit home, like what can we do to make the trade better.
Yeah, give us a link and we'll put it in the description.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely send it to you. But it's doing really well, and it's just something I'm really proud of.
Brilliant.
So really
no,
love
it's
it.
good, mate. Yeah, I'm pleased for you.
Yeah, no, thanks. So no. So what we do is, because I was saying to Pete is, so we could do couple months from now we could do a next show, but we could talk about the influencing side because it's something that I want to speak about, but it's about more in depth.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah,
because I've touched on it, but I think there's a lot to be said about
definitely,
it.
Yeah.
So, but what I might do is I'm gonna promote it for you guys, and we just set up my live as well.
Yeah.
So people could watch it actually
sweet,
live, and then we could do something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think the influencing side, like working with brands and stuff like that, because a lot of people come in and they want to do it, they don't understand how to do it, and you have a lot of brands that's actually using them. As we were saying, like you sell so much, but they want to give you a bit of tool here. Name the brands that I work for. Like I work for Stabile, I work for loads of them monthly. I just stopped. I still do a bit for Bosch, but not a lot. So
What made you start?
Well, I mean, it's just too much. Like.
Too much pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. I just got an offer for a next brand, and no, I can't be bothered. It's a lot of pressure. You don't understand how much pressure it is because if I'm not on the tools, it's different. I could probably just go on.
Do you ever want to come off the tools or?
No, because I love what I do. I prefer my tiling than actually because to be fair, I could make good money from being an influencer. Yeah. But I've not pushed it when I just started it, and this is what I want to go, it started, then... Did you have a vision with it when you did start Instagram? Or what was I did have a vision, because...
I had a vision.
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted to do. When I was 6 months into it, I knew what I wanted to do. Yeah. And it was more so about having fun and entertainment, I think, more so than the actual... Yeah, I was born... into the trade or what come out of the trade, but just
and that's brilliant with your type of content because you're giving a little bit of your work, but mainly talking about which people will listen to, because that's what I do for the reasoning. I did something similar, like talking in the van. I did one. You probably not seen it, but I've done one, and I didn't know it went that big. It's when I hear like other people that's not even in the trade actually was speaking about Friday reasoning, like begging me to continue doing it. Which Friday reasoning is just like reasoning about what's going on site, like what happened to me there, and what you should look out for. And I'll tell you what, I've done some people just taking out clips and we were reposting it. It went viral most of the time, so everyone knows me for Friday reasoning. But I've just stopped it. Just couldn't be. But I think I need to do it again.
I think you need to bring it back.
Yeah. So we might.
You probably just needed that break.
Yeah, because you know, sometimes I've done so much, and I just fell out of love with Instagram. That's the problem.
It's funny because like I spoke to Wally today, didn't I? I said like his episode's going out on Thursday, and I spoke to him. I phoned him up and said your episode's going out on Thursday. If you want to like plug it or whatever, do whatever you want to do. And he goes, all right, fella. He goes, funny because he ain't posted for 8 because he's YouTube, so he ain't posted for 8. He goes, he's kicked me up the arse. He goes, I've done 4 videos. He's going because I want to get back into it, and I've got 10 more to go. So it's like just coming on the podcast. He sort of thought like saying, yeah, do you know what? I want to just because he makes a little bit of money just off of YouTube views and stuff like that. So he said, I might as well just do it. I've got so much content because he's always recording, but he's just not put it together.
Oh, okay.
But coming on here, he said, he's done me a good thing, just kicking me up there to say, let's put a bit more content out, which is great because he's one of them. You know when like you say like I'll come out of like lockdown is when it all blew up really. Yeah. He's one of the guys that I first watched as a boiler engineer and me wanting to get tips and tricks off of him.
That's
and stuff
what you
like
do.
That's where he come. That's what I see first. Him first. I mean, then you got your PBs and all these other guys and that. But yeah, that's the first guy I see, and so that's why I was pushing from Keiran. Hadn't heard of him, had you?
Yeah,
heard of him, but
Yeah.
he's a top guy, and I think it would be a good episode.
What pressure do you find you get with the brands? Is it just doing the content, or
Yeah, they just ring you up like, oh, can we do this? Can you do that? Can you send it over? And it's like you're working and you have to stop and you have to,
Time
and then
A lot of them are scripted and all. aren't
yeah. But that's the thing is where I was doing. So I used to have some slangs like me get a package and stuff like that, right?
Mm-mm.
So I was doing this advert, and they were like, so I try to be. So if I'm working like on the podcast, I try to be like, you know, because there's a lot of audience and there's a lot of people that would probably want to listen. So I try to, you know, not so, but.
You don't have to do that here. You can.
Next one.
Next one.
Yeah.
Say what you want, mate. Like
So they were like, so I'm going in, very nice, and they're like, no, we want the real thing, like, and like me get a package and like little slang. So you have some that want to do it, and then some just want to give you a script. But for me, the brands I work with, I'm lucky enough for them can just
be
you.
That's what
Be
I
you.
like. That's the.
because otherwise it looks false. Doesn't it?
that's
I don't get a
whatever you
lot.
want.
I mean, I do work for CT1, and CT1 let me do what I want to do.
Yeah, just do
and
it.
I've used CT1 for ages. I don't know if you use it or what, but I've used it for ages, for years. And it's something that I've always used.
Yeah,
so I
That's what you
thought,
stuck your mum's towels on with, wasn't it?
but they let me be who I want to be. They let me do what I want to do. But I know there are some companies out there that wouldn't touch me with a barge pole just because I'm who I am.
Yeah.
But that's
They
down
don't
to
want
them,
that.
innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want that.
It's
But the
to
thing
their
is, what they don't understand is like you would probably sell more because it's something that you use on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And then people shoving brands in your face that is not good, and that's where I stopped doing it, because some of the stuff that I can't talk about, I can't tell, because I didn't know that I was an influencer until you know when I've got something, not tried it properly, said to someone, look at this, it's a nice piece of kit. Not trying it properly. 5-10 person went out and bought it.
Yeah.
Come back and what a load of shit this is.
Yeah.
And I'm there like, I didn't tell you to, but then I realised.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Be very careful. I'm gonna be very careful.
Yeah.
You can't just, and then I'm like, okay, there we go. And that's when I start to work with like, name the big brands. I've been there. So, Stabila, Sluta, name them. Went to their factories, Keiran, all over. You know, Montelete, went to their factory. So I travel all over. You know, doing bits and pieces. But for like, I've done a lot of photo shoots with Bosch, like mega amount, like, but because I used to do something they call showroom events, and I used to do it with Pete as well, P and Tony, equally eating. We did a massive show. Probably 350 people came down for just a 1 day show, first show, but we had like 7 more ready to go. But at the same time, Corona came out, and then we couldn't do anything outside. So we stopped it. Well, we might do it again though. It was massive. It was really, really good. So we have that still running in the back line, where we got brands to come down and showcase their tools on it. So it's a 1-day event. Yeah. People was coming from all over just to come to that 1-day event. We did it in Westminster Abbey. Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. We have our George, we have Lord Farmer Expert, we have boiler companies, we have Valen there, we had lot of big boys there. Sluter was there, Stabila was there, Montelet was there, Kirikos with Talmaster, name it. We had loads of big brands came down. So what we did was with that, we promoted it on Instagram, so we charge a little bit for them to come down, and then we promote it on our page, and then you just have a lot. And the thing is, the money that on the day they were selling products there as well, so people were just coming down and was buying loads of stuff on discount. It was a good day, so I wanted to go back into that, where we just go. We call it showroom events. We go to like tile showrooms, and that's where we keep the event. Right. So it was just something that I came up with, and then I got Pete, got Tony involved. Yeah, and they're good guys, isn't they? Yeah, they went well. So it's something we'll probably do back in the near future once everything is settled back down again. Yeah. So, that's good stuff. Yeah, but guys, I love what you guys doing.
No, thanks, man.
Keep doing it, because, as I was saying to you, it's good to hear the trade side, what's happening. And as I said to you, get a couple of clients in as well. It'd be fun to hear what they have to say.
We should bring a tradesperson in and a client.
You should do. Yeah, I think you should do.
War.
Probably.
Dodgy builder, disgruntled customer.
No, it's good, because you know what, you always hear the trade side of it. Yeah. Why not hear the customer side of it? Yeah. Especially a customer that had like bad experience, because definitely it'd do well.
I know a few.
Get them in. You do well.
They're not my customers.
But you do well to hear their side of it, so other clients could look out for the signs. Yeah, because there's always the signs. There's always signs of a bad builder. There's always signs, and that's one thing we used to talk about, Cookie Monster.
That's it. Yeah,
and how much clients would say, text me. So we used to talk about the spot fixing. Yeah. So we call it Cookie Monster. So I'm renowned for that, right? People say, Ken, and they send me videos. Cookie all the spots. So clients will have tilers coming in, and they're standing over there looking. And so Ken says, no cookie. And they have clients kicking tilers off site because they were going to Cookie Monster. Because of videos I've done.
But that's what I mean. You're educating the clients.
And there you go. Yeah. And that saved their job.
Do you know what? But that's the thing. The difference in between, and I've said this, the difference between plumbing and tiling is like you're the finished job, you're the clients want to see. The thing with tile, the clients don't necessarily want to see pipes. No. They're not I don't think they're interested. No. I know they all shine them up and people say, oh, they look lovely.
My boiler's in the kitchen. So you're going to put a cupboard round. I was like, no, I'm looking at that every day.
We're going to shine them up every day. We're going to get some brasso out and everything. Do you know what I mean? But they're not really interested. What our customers want is they want to be warm and they want water. Yeah, that's at the end of the day. That's what plumbing clients want, isn't it? You know what I mean? They're not interested in what it look. That's why you get so many.
No, because if you get a nice bathroom.
Right, bathroom. Yeah, but bathroom is. I'm talking probably more about in the boiler industry now, because people they only reap the benefits from what they feel and what they. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They're not interested in, because they'll shut the door in that cupboard. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But there's a few of them out there, we got a couple of mates who do it, and who really make a thing of the boiler. I know. They make like.
I see the
cool. It's really interesting. Yeah, you got the gas expert, you got Scott, great Scott, and they make fiend boiler cupboard, and they get a bit of stick for it from like the industry, but.
It makes your job more interesting.
If you enjoy that, that's it. They're passionate about it. They're artists. Do you know what I mean? Their other passion is art. Do you know what I mean? And they want to bring it to life in their work.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what tiling has gone to now. Tiling has gone to something that I never knew it came to this.
Yeah.
And I had to educate myself more.
Yeah.
Because I'm never lay like a large format tile that's 3 meters. So you just can't come in, I'm just going to put that up. You have to edit, you cut it, you lift it, you turn it, you get it in such a small space.
Yeah.
So all these things you have to know before you even start to get, So we did a project, right? He's gonna kill me now. I can't remember his name. We do all the modelling for Tom Ford's. He's a modeler.
A modeler.
Yeah, he done Tom Ford's. What's his name again? Is a
what trades? What?
No.
Oh.
He's a client we did a job for. I can't remember his name now. I'm gonna tell you when I'm finished. Yeah. So.
Was he famous?
Yeah, he's famous. Yeah, very famous. So, I'll tell you, what's his name? He's always on the buses and everywhere. You go to the airport, you see him. Works for Tom. Does a perfume for Tom Ford. What's his name? You know him. I'll show you a picture of him when we finish, right? So, we're doing a job for him, right? We're there, right? And we have this small bathroom. We have some book match tile. And we're there, right? 4 of us trying to get this one tile in, right? Can't get it in. We've cut it, drilled it, everything. Don't even know if it's going to fit, yeah? And he's just come onto site. David Gandhi.
Right.
Came onto site, took his phone out, started recording, and I'm like, fuck. Like, this tile could probably crack anytime. It's catching on the ceiling, we can't get it in. Yeah. And he's there filming, and I'm like, start to sweat. It's an 800-pound tile. I start to sweat. Yeah. Man, I start to sweat. And I'm nudging it right away.
Pushing the pipes out of the way.
And he's there recording, and I'm like, what a time to come on site. So the pressure now is even...
Yeah.
And I'm like, please don't crack. Please don't. We nudge the pipe out the way. And we got it in, and I'm like, but the pressure of that and the satisfaction when it went in, and he saw how difficult it was. He actually put it on his page. Oh, he posted it on his story, and it was a good little thing for us as well. But it was like just popped up in the wrong time because there's more pressure. The client is coming there, and you're trying to get that one tile in, and that's what large format is now. Is a lot of pressure. It's stressful. If I need to go and cut, if I need to do a large format project, a bathroom, like I have one, I get up at 3:00 in the morning, honestly, sweating, thinking.
Sometimes you can't switch off, can you?
No, I can't. Yeah. I get up early, Keiran, and I'm thinking, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it, or I'm going to mark it, or I'm going to get it in. And that process starts from there. Not when I get to site.
There's so many tradesmen who do that, though. It's like I'd do that if I was on a big project and I knew I had to get over... I had to do something like, I don't know, I might have a plant room to do, or how am I going to get pipe work through, how's this going to
do? Well, you've got to finish that day trying to map out.
You're feeling it in your head, and you're just like, do you know what I mean?
That's where the pressure is. It starts from, I'll get up, and my wife's like, oh, you are the Ken. And I'm like...
Every job is rushed as well.
Make me a cup of tea.
She knows what's happening. She knows that my head now is start to turn. So I'm up. Even if I'm getting up, even if I'm not getting up, it's crazy. But... I still love it because when it's finished and you back off and you look at it, you're like,
it's worth it.
That's nice. Yeah. But that's all tiling is, isn't it? It gives you a very big sense of satisfaction when it's done. So.
Good journey then with the old tiling.
Yeah.
It's been good. I've enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Enjoyed this. Sure you Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Ken from Huds Tiling Service.
Yeah, no problem.
It's been
good
very
energy.
enjoyable.
Yeah. Next time we're going to have some chicken wings meanwhile we're doing
it, we'll be back Monday with...
Overtime show.
Overtime show.
More stories, hopefully.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Peace out.